Hi everybody, Dustin with Black and Gold Pressure Washing. We're back again for another episode of Dustin Does the Dishes. I got a sink full once again. It's been about 3 days, 4 days, but I shouldn't wait this long usually. Usually gets piled up pretty bad. Luckily, there's a cutting board at the bottom that's probably making this look like it's a lot more than it is. But I figure I'd pop on the stream, fire it up, and then y'all can chit chat, hang out in here while I do these dishes. If you have any questions about pressure washing or YouTube or anything like that, feel free to drop them. Anything about life in general. I'm just trying to chill and hang out, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get started on these dishes here, but say what's up in the chat if you pop in here, and hopefully everybody's having a good night, good day, and we can get these dishes knocked out. I was gonna do them this morning, but didn't end up getting them done. So now I got to get them done because I don't got no dish to do no dinner. Luckily, I think we're gonna probably have sushi tonight or something, so it's not gonna be anything crazy. Yeah, it feels like the dishes never end, brother. Maybe it's because I don't clean them every day. If I did them like every day, it'd only take me like 10 minutes. But because I'm not a fan of them, I usually let them go for like 2 or 3 days. And then it's like, oh, crap. I got to get them done. Because that is my duty in this household. I'm the dish boy. Got to get them done. Use a pressure washer to clean them faster. Dude, I actually thought about like making a video where I just took all the dishes outside and put them in like one of those blue like plastic pools you can get at like Tractor Supply and just blasting them all. Because sometimes it is annoying to do them. The dishwasher is your best friend. I need to get a new dishwasher. The reason I have to wash them by hands is because our dishwasher's been broken. Well, it's been broken since I was like 18 years old. And since then, I've been doing them by hand. So here we are. Channeling my inner dish man. Hey Matt, my girl said we need to plan a day for us to go see the show though, so I'm good with whenever you are. If you just let me know a day that works for you, we can plan it. That way we can go see the show. Hopefully everybody's having a good night tonight. I see there's a couple of y'all that have popped in here. My girl's in the blonde show in a theater in town, so we're trying to plan a date to where we can go see her perform. It opens in like a week and a half or so. I think it opens next Friday. So we're trying to make some plans. No way, the famous dishwasher is back again. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you popping in here, Cody. Back again for another episode of Dustin Does the Dishes. Hey, I got some exciting news for some of y'all, some of the pressure washing guys. I'm in talks with a brand to provide like a software system for estimating and invoicing and collecting payments and stuff. Kind of similar to QuickBooks, but a lot cheaper. Probably a lot. I have to sit down and have the call with the guy to really flesh out everything and figure what it's all about. But I want to see what the differences are between that and QuickBooks and make sure it's the right fit for my audience before I push anything. But it looks like it'll be a pretty cool partnership opportunity to plug a software for y'all that'll help with invoicing and estimating, which is something that is tedious and time consuming if you don't have the right software, and something that's affordable, especially for people that are just starting out and not trying to spend a fortune on something like QuickBooks, or just depends how big you are, but just a payment collection system that's more streamlined and easier for people to utilize. You love the new 6.5 you built last week? Let's go, Cody. I'm happy for you, brother. I'm glad that the build turned out all right. Did you have any hiccups when you set it up, or did it fire up the first time? That was one of the main things when I went to start mine. I was like, if I did everything correctly, this should work. But if I messed one thing up, nothing's gonna work. So it is exciting when it all comes together, especially if it happened on the first try, brother. It means you did your research. The only thing I messed up on was I didn't know my pressure washer was going to be sent with oil already in it, even though it was shipped. And then I mistakenly added more oil, so it had too much oil in it, and it was like smoking when I started it the first time and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, what I do? Did I ruin this $5,000 machine already? And then yeah, I basically just had to drain the oil and add it right back to the regular levels. But other than that, I didn't really have too many hiccups. Took about 2 hours to put it together. First crank fired up. Let's go. That's what I like to hear. Heck yeah. Yeah, you should. I need to create a Discord, man. I keep forgetting about the Discord. I need to create somewhere where people can post photos and stuff, because I'd be interested in seeing your setup. It's exciting. Exciting news for the community. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we're building a bunch of guys that are trying to support each other with their endeavors, whether that's pressure washing or content creation or landscaping, anything, any business or hobby. Just trying to build a pretty cool community. What's going on, the great? Appreciate you popping in here, homie. You bought oil for your pump, but it came full. Yeah, see, I made the mistake of just assuming that why would they ship it with oil, because it might spill and stuff. And then I was like, well, I'll just add oil. And then I looked up how much to add, and I added it, and then I basically doubled how much oil it was supposed to have in it. So that was my only mistake. But other than that, I plumbed it and did all the like fuses and electrical stuff right, luckily. The one thing I don't have to deal with is I don't have electric hose reels. So that's one of the electrical things that I avoided. That I'm interested in how all that works, and if each hose reel, if you're able to like daisy chain a couple of hose reels to one battery, or if the hose reels need individual batteries, or how that all works. I imagine you can daisy chain a couple batteries, or a couple of hose reels to one battery, but not 100% sure how any of that works. What brand is your pressure washer, homie? I don't know if I've heard of a 6.5. I'm sure they exist. I've heard of a 5 and a 5.5 and an 8 and a 12 and a 10. I'm sure they have it. Well, I mean, you have it, so obviously they have it, but I haven't seen one. That's pretty cool. Unique. It's like my trailer. My trailer is a 6x10 and not a like 6x12. So when I pull up to like other 6x12 trailers, or people see my trailer, they like take a double look at it, because it's just slightly smaller than most trailers that you're used to seeing with tandem axles. And I get questions about it a lot. Usually I have to tell them the spiel about how it needs to fit in the garage, because the HOA doesn't allow any vehicles. So I had to have mine custom made. You somewhat know Spanish? Yeah, I don't know too much Spanish. I know a few words here and there, but definitely can't hold a conversation. But I took Spanish 1 and 2 in high school. I should have retained a lot more information than I did, honestly. Should have taken it more seriously, because it definitely would be beneficial, especially living in Florida. Something I wish I would have taken more seriously. But when you're in high school, no, you're not trying to learn a foreign language. You got a 7 out of 12 with English? What are you on, Duolingo or something? It's a kit Rush Johnson sells. You can buy 4 to 10 GPM kits. Nice, brother. Yeah, the partnership I have with Cigar City Soft Wash, they have some kits as well there. which is something that I was like more interested in plugging for my audience than like an Amazon like wish list style kit thing where I'm having to put it all together and show y'all like individual items you could get on Amazon for, because Amazon just doesn't have everything you need when it comes to building anything above like a 4 gallon a minute machine. So when I partnered with Cigar City Soft Wash, it allowed me to plug some of those pressure washing starter kits and stuff that I was looking to show my audience, because it's a good like jumping jumping off point or whatever you want to say, like good starting point basically is one of those kits. Then there's a lot less like 30 work involved with figuring out everything that you need or what's involved with doing a pressure washing setup. Use the Predator engine. Nice. You'll have to let me know how it is. I know them and Honda are the big ones. I know during the pandemic, people started using those like CRX engines. I don't know what the feedback is on those. I need to join some more pressure washing Facebook groups again. But I got off of social media when I was in high school. So from my senior year back in 2013 up until about a year ago, I didn't have a social media presence. So I'm like having to relearn the game, and now here I am with 2 monetized YouTube channels trying to figure out how to do social media. Uh, Here I am on the live washing dishes, chit chatting with y'all, but trying to get better at just having a presence online and stuff, especially with my business and stuff like that. So hopefully y'all don't mind these lives. We could chit chat in here anyway while I do these, but got to get the dishes done, and I figure I could make them less or more bearable for myself by chit chatting with y'all. That's the motive here. You bought a 6.5 General pump and gearbox unloader and the skid, then got a Harbor Freight Predator engine for it. Dang, nice. So you're running it in the back of a truck? Is that what you're doing? You got it on a skid? And what size buffer tank did you end up going with? I think you said like 65 gallons, right? Something like that, if I remember correctly. It's exciting, man. It's the next big step in your business for sure. Definitely will increase your workflow and your speed, especially when it comes to like surface cleaning and stuff like that. Like just the being able to walk faster will definitely save you time and money. You know what I'm saying? Might be able to bust out one extra job in a day. Or like sometimes I'll have a neighbor or somebody come up and ask if I can do their driveway, and depending on time, like I know I leave myself enough gap between jobs that if I needed to squeeze in one extra job while I'm on site, then I have enough time in my schedule to go ahead and add that job day of, give the homeowner or customer a discount who's asking because I'm on site and not having to pack up, and I'm able to continue on and continue doing the rest of the jobs that I scheduled for the day without having to worry about if I need to reschedule or something like that. So definitely having a good workflow and speed will allow you to take on more jobs per day. So only way to do that is have, you know, better machines. So definitely exciting opportunities for you, brother. Only up from here, you know what I'm saying? That's why I've thought about like if I go to get another pressure washer, am I gonna do another 8 gallon a minute machine or should I do something bigger? But I've started to see more recently now they can daisy chain two systems together as long as they're the same gallons a minute. So technically you could Siamese 2 8 gallon a minute machines into one 16 gallon a minute machine. So I might end up just doing a second 8. That way if I ever have a buddy help, I can run 8. Or if I'm ever running solo and want to work faster, I can run it at 16 and just run a big surface cleaner. So that's my current thought process for if and when I go to upgrade. Let's see what else we got here. You can squeeze in an extra wash or two a day now. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Just I'm telling you, just being able to like go from it taking you, 1 to 2 hours. Well, really like pressure washing without a surface cleaner, doing a standard driveway, you know what I'm saying? Like that might take you 2 to 4 hours. With a surface cleaner, now you're looking at an hour, hour and a half. With an upgraded machine, now you're looking at, 30, 45 minutes on the trigger. So I mean you can be in and out on a driveway in about an hour from you know, set up to pack up basically. So that'll definitely be beneficial. Oh yeah, you put it on the 5x8 trailer with the 55-gallon buffer. Let's go. Do you have some sort of like way to drain the buffer tank so you don't have to ride around with it full? Like some sort of dump valve or something? Not that you need one, but I have one so that I can like wash my hands, fill up a 5-gallon bucket, um, dump the tank so I don't have to ride around with full water, stuff like that. It's beneficial for. Mosquito flying around my head over here. We had a bunch of friends come over the weekend, so I dirtied up more dish than I'm used to. We had a little watch party for the UFC fight on Saturday. I don't know if anybody caught the fights, but we watched the UFC fights. Or really, my girl's friends were in town, so we went to breakfast that morning. Then one of her friends works at Disney and had comp tickets, so we ended up going to Animal Kingdom for the afternoon. Got to ride the safari, do Avatar, stuff like that. Then we went out to eat at a Mexican restaurant here in town, and then we all came back to our place and watched the fights on Saturday night. So that was pretty fun. Had a little sleepover, an adult sleepover. Nice, yeah. You have a 1-inch hose for the same thing. Wash hands, empty, etc. Only thing you keep full is your bleach tank. Heck yeah, brother. That sounds just about right to me. The only other tip I've learned, which with like a bleach tank, is to try and, if you can, avoid plumbing it from the bottom. Just because over time, the bleach will eat away at any fittings and stuff like that. So I tried to plumb everything for my bleach tank through the top of the tank. But that's not, I don't think that's that major of a deal. I don't know if that's an issue. That's just something I was told to try and avoid when starting. So I did. But I could see that it would be an issue. Because I know I've seen that the bleach will crack tanks over time, even if they're not plumbed from the bottom. So I think over time the bleach just eats away at the material. So you got to go with like a super thick. You have everything on drop sticks. Nice. Yeah, that works good then. That's nice there, brother. Appreciate everybody being in here. Just chit chatting right now, doing these dish. Anybody watch Kill Tony? Usually Monday nights, my girl and I will watch some Kill Tony. That's usually our Monday night go-to show. I have a couple people from Orlando that are on the show. Cam Patterson, David Jolly, a couple of the big name guys are locals from here. Represent. Da-da-dee, da-da-da. You watch his YouTube sometimes? Yeah, he's pretty he can be pretty polarizing, so and some people don't like him, some people do like him. Some stuff he says is definitely cringe, but overall I like the premise of the show and I like the talent that they have on sometimes. I like the whole like possible discovery of a new comedian that you like. And it's kind of like America's Got Talent for comedy. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you're kind of up there. You do your minute thing. People laugh or don't laugh based on if you're actually good or not. Then you get a little bit of an interview process where you can have a better chance at like showing your personality and your humor. And if Tony likes you, you know, you get a big book or possible chance of getting booked on a show or something like that. So I like the concept for sure, and I enjoy comedy. I like that my girl and I have something to watch together. As usually our show preferences do not align. I'm more of a I'm more of a IRL documentary history heisty something. You know what I'm saying? I can't really do a lot of the whatever they're called, make believe shows. But I am a sucker for some reality TV. I'm not gonna lie, which oftentimes isn't much reality involved. Da da dee da da da. I fired up the live this time on the like at night to see just audience size difference when it comes to doing something like this. It's different than my pressure washing content and at a different time of the day. I'm just kind of curious to see what the viewership is like, if it's any different than doing this during the day. Usually I'll do the dishes like first thing in the morning or like 10 or 11 a.m. something like that, and it's the first time I'm doing them at like 9 at night. Definitely people pop in here because they're off work and stuff, so could watch me do the dishes. I've thought about starting to do some cooking streams. I don't know if anybody would be interested in those, but just chilling in the kitchen, probably tackle a recipe. Might put the recipe on screen or something like that, and stuff stuff where y'all can kind of get some more behind the scenes content that's not so pressure washing focused. Because sometimes I just don't know really what to make around the pressure washing stuff. Like I have ideas, but I need to just make them into reality. A lot of the times I'm like, oh, I'll rather just go live than film a video and edit it and upload it. I'm like, I'd rather talk to my friends. I'm just gonna go live. When I should be showing you guys the behind the scenes of actually how to do things. Even if I just do them in like my driveway or something, I can like definitely give people more of a insight and the rundown of what equipment is what and when to use it and how to build it and what the sizes of things are and like just the common questions y'all have in the chat. Like I need to be forming videos and stuff around that, but that's something I definitely want to take a lot more seriously in these next couple months. I was dealing with so many like hiccups and headaches the past couple months. I was just kind of trying to power through and get things handled. Now that I'm slowly starting to get things in order, I want to get back to my main goal of the year, which was to broaden my content from just being like on the job, real world, full process videos to like 5 minute how to's or 10-minute tutorial videos or, you know, highlight products, stuff like that, where I can give people more of a resource when it comes to just starting out your pressure washing business and you know what to look out for. Like what you need in your starter kit basically and how to make a business card and logos and all that jazz, you know, the basics. So a lot of the questions are, you know, just the motivation and the basics to get started is what I think a lot of people are looking for. So we make more content around that stuff. Meanwhile, I'll do the dishes. Anybody having anything crazy for dinner tonight? Still don't really know what Lauren and I are doing. We bought some sushi at the store, so I think we might have that for dinner. But definitely gonna end up being hungry again later because sushi usually doesn't fill me up that much. Might do some sushi and maybe a pizza or something. I don't know later. Depends how hungry we end up getting. I have a job on the books first thing in the morning. Lauren and I are still technically having to share a car right now, so I don't have the van fully ready to pull the trailer. So I need the Explorer in the morning to go knock out one of these jobs. Got to make sure I'm back in time for her to use it for rehearsal tomorrow night. They're in their last 2 weeks of rehearsal before the show opens. So she needs the car every day right now. What's going on, Cole? Hey, mate, quick question for you. Do I do all the jobs yourself or do you subcontract some of the jobs out? Um, I've passed along some jobs to guys where, like, if it was like window cleaning or something that a service that I don't offer, I've passed some jobs on. I haven't really subcontracted anything out, but usually if I'm gonna um, have anybody help me, it's usually just a buddy or something. I haven't ever really subcontracted anything out, but most of the jobs that I handle, I can pretty much do either myself or just with an extra pair of hands. So I haven't taken on anything that's too big to where I couldn't handle it. You realize how cheap big commercial is this week? Yeah, there's a lot of like, you have to bring your prices way down if you're doing commercial work. That's what I realized. You're doing a lot more concrete though, if you're doing concrete work, but your prices per square foot and all that definitely end up being a lot lower. But you end up making a lot more because the job is bigger. The reason I like the commercial work better than the residential work is because you can make like what it. I could do one job and make what it would take to do 20 driveways. You know what I'm saying? And like I'll do the one job in 2 days, whereas 20 driveways might take me all week. You know, so I can make what I would make in 4 days pressure washing individual driveways, driving all throughout town into one job that can be handled over 2 days on a weekend, and I can make, the same amount, if not more. The only thing with commercial work is you don't get paid right away. You have to wait about 30 days to get paid. That's the only other thing with the commercial work. You have to learn how to float money. Because sometimes, depending on when you fall in the pay cycle, a job you do today, you might not get paid for a while. So hopefully you don't need the money right away. Whereas like doing individual homeowner clients, like a lot of the time you can get paid day of. So that's really nice. But I like my commercial work. Speaking of, I just got in with new 2 clients last week. I'll have to talk to y'all about those at some point. So we technically got in with 3 new clients. I'm fully confirmed and in the software system with 2 of them. The other one I'm still in the process of, but we filled out the vendor agreement forms and we're in the system to conduct business. So that's the start. Whether or not they have work for me and when it comes, is a different story. But what's going on, Florida? Dustin versus the dishes. I'm winning right now. I only got a couple more. The dishes were winning when I first started because I was dreading them. Like I was telling the chat earlier before you popped in, we had some company over the weekend, so he ended up using a lot more dishes than I would usually use. But I also low key save them just enough to where I know I can do a live for about 30 minutes to like 45 minutes or something like that. If I did the dishes every morning, I'd only have like 15 minutes worth of a live to do. if I was to continue this concept slash series, which this just allows me to kind of chit chat with some of y'all, get some of my chores done, and hang out and build a little bit of an audience without having to specifically have something pressure washing related to talk about. Um, yeah, basically is the idea with the dishes thing, and just broadening my content. I like doing the vertical lives. I've learned that. I like that people pop in here pretty readily and they come and go. And I like the fact that I can chit chat about basically anything. And over time, some of y'all file in here and we can talk about the same things. So the fact that I get pressure washing guys coming in here and we're chit chatting about pressure washing while I do the dishes, like that's pretty cool to me. Especially if I'm able to help somebody out. Like I'm doing the dishes, but I'm sharing my knowledge, which I'm not going to act like I know everything, but I definitely have learned some things over the past 6 years that I am happy to teach anybody that wants to know. So, especially if you have questions, like definitely drop them in the comments and stuff like that, because it gives me source material for being able to know how to better tailor my content for my audience and what they're looking for. So I definitely like when y'all sit here and ask questions and stuff. Now, I personally need to be better about turning it into fruition and making the content about the questions that y'all actually ask. Another question, since you're curious, do I plan on expanding in the future, or are you content with where the business is currently? Um, I'd like to expand it a little more. I don't want to get too big to where the pressure washing stuff is overwhelming for me, because the whole reason I started the pressure washing business was to create more free time for myself and to not have to work a 9 to 5. And I've kind of set it up in a way to where I do a lot of commercial work. It's not all the time. I'm able to have a lot of free time, and I'm not like I'm able to pay the bills, but I definitely would like it to grow a little bit more to where I can afford some more things. But I'm liking the content creation aspect of everything, where I'm able to more make videos around pressure washing versus like actually having to pressure wash. You know what I'm saying? And like sharing my knowledge of what I've learned over the past couple of years and being able to become a resource for people that are just starting out and where I was like 5 to 6 years ago. Because that's kind of what I would rather do, is kind of share my knowledge and teach people what I've learned and how I do things, and hopefully it'll help, somebody who's like 15 or 16 trying to start out their business, or 40, start like shifting away from the corporate side of the world and trying to do something for themselves. So I'm definitely not probably going to have content for the guy who's been in business 10 plus years and knows everything about everything, but for somebody who's just starting out or curious about what to do or how to do something, like I'm hoping I can make content for people around that, and that will turn into passive income over the years, based on the fact that the content will be readily available for people years to come when they go to start their small business, whether that's now, next year, tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll become a resource for people that are into starting to become their own like self-employed or boss or whatever you want to, however you want to phrase it. So that's how I'd like to pivot, is to more like the content creation side, because I already do it with we have another channel for our dog that's already like big. So like I already do content creation on that side of things, and the potential is just a lot higher income wise than like actually pressure washing. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, it's a positive, but it's crazy that you can make just as much, if not more, making a video about pressure washing than actually pressure washing. I've got a couple of videos on my channel now where like it's like how I made $250 in like 55 minutes or something like that. And like I made $250 on the video, or like doing the job actually pressure washing, but like on the back end the video has made me 5 times that amount of money. So it's I've made more now on pieces of content than I did actually doing the job in real life, which is crazy to me. It's kind of like what that SB mowing guy does, where he'll knock on the door and do it for free because he's making so much money on the back end with the video that it doesn't really matter if he gets paid to do the job on the front end. He's making so much money on the back end, you know? So it's one of those weird, like new age technology things that like people like our parents or like especially my mom, like they still can't really fathom the concept that like you're able to make more showing what you're doing online to people than you are doing what you're doing in real life for people. It's a little confusing, but it is definitely something crazy. Something to look into for a lot of people is just showing what you're doing. You know, people like to, I think, live vicariously through others, and people are also like interested in what other people are doing and how they do something. Especially like, say you work like an office job and like you're never going to go pressure wash, but you'd watch somebody pressure wash on YouTube while you do your office job or something. Like it's weird how many different avenues of putting out a piece of content that like an audience can come from. Like there's the people that are at home not doing pressure washing. There's the people that are starting their pressure washing business. There's the people that are just watching it for entertainment purposes and satisfying ASMR content. Like it's crazy how many different niches there are for everything on YouTube, you know? All right, we finished the dishes. Sink has been clean. I'm gonna toss this sponge. Um, Dishes are done. I'm gonna wipe them and dry them so we can chit chat a little bit longer here. As they weren't as many dishes as I thought. I had a big cutting board in here that made it look like there was a lot more than there actually was. Yeah, it is. It is. Content creation is crazy, man. We like I said, we have a channel for our dog, Roscoe, and it's at like I want to say it's at 880,000 subscribers or something like that. So, like, it's weird. It's tough to make more money passively off of something that is like viral than it is to like bust your butt doing physical labor in the real world and not make as much as something passively makes you, you know? So it's like it's kind of eye-opening in the sense that like I had a pressure washing business and I was all for the whole doing the pressure washing stuff and I still am going to keep my business, but like it just opened my eyes to how much money there is to be made in the online sphere. So I started a channel around my pressure washing business that I had already had after our channel with our dog blew up. Once that blew up, I had like wanted to create content, but I wasn't sure around what. And it wasn't really dog stuff, but I had started the dog one because we had a bunch of dog videos. Um, And then slowly I was like, well, why don't I just make content around the pressure washing business? So I started just uploading full process videos of me doing the jobs and stuff. And now here we are. We're at a year. I think we'll be at a year this month of like consistently posting one video a week on the channel, like one long form video a week on the channel. And then we've posted a bunch of shorts and done a bunch of lives and stuff like that. But consistently one video a week for a year now has been the effort that I've put in on this channel specifically. So I'm proud of the consistency of continuing to push out content because it is hard to stay on top of it. It's hard to stay consistent with it because especially if it doesn't make you a crazy amount of money, it's hard to like justify spending so much time doing it. That's why the key is to try and get monetized as quickly as possible if you're going to do the content stuff. Like throw stuff at the wall until it works. Um, and then once you find out what works, hit it hard and try and get monetized as soon as possible. I was thinking about starting a series where I can show people kind of how to get monetized on YouTube because I think that's a big aspect that a lot of people want to know is kind of how to how to get monetized on YouTube, because I think that there is not a loophole, but like I definitely have some methods that are I think would work for people as long as they stay consistent and know like have direction and a vision and a value to provide. If you have value to provide, you can definitely get monetized on YouTube. If you're trying to start a channel without having any sort of like value proposition, I think that your channel will not flourish as much. Depends on what your content creation is, but if you're doing something where you're like a how to, like I'm in the how to category, and you got to show people how to do something. So that's why y'all watching me how to do the dishes. Not really, but the uh the reason I went into the how to category with the pressure washing versus like entertainment, which is like I'm not 100% sure that SB mowing guy is in the entertainment category, but the how to category on YouTube lends itself to be more evergreen, which is just a term for like a YouTube video that will like trend long term. So like something, say like how to change your oil in a car. It's something that like will be relevant 5 years from now, just like it's relevant today. And so those pieces of content last longer on the platform than say something that's like dated, sorry, my girl just called me and it threw me off. But yeah, something that's more current times and will fall off sooner because it's not relevant long term. Whereas like a how to or a process video or something that is like showing somebody how to do something, like those type of videos will trend upwards long term because they are providing value that isn't categorized by like time, or I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say there, but basically like it won't die out like a video that's only relevant with the times. So being in that category is like more valuable long term on YouTube. You're working on getting your channel monetized right now. You just need the watch time hours. Did you run into this as well? Do you have any tips for this, or how to is it just make more videos kind of thing? You need to figure out a way to create a video that can get considerable amount of watch time. So make sure that the length of your videos are, you don't want like a bunch of 2 minute videos, you know what I'm saying? Because to get watch time off of 2 minute videos, you need a lot more people watching it, or you need a lot more time of it watched. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you have a longer video, like say my videos that are like an hour long, you can get, 10,000 people to watch the video and get monetized, even if they only watch, 4 minutes of it or something like that. Whereas like a 2 minute video, you would need like 40,000 people to watch it or something like that. I don't know if that math's correct, but point being, you can get a lot more watch time out of less people if your videos are longer, as long as they have a directive and are engaging enough, you know? And then from there, it's just a make more videos type of thing. So you just got to kind of figure out what type of audience you're going for when you're starting out, and trying to like make sure you're in the right categories and selecting the right settings and titling the videos correctly and making thumbnails, and it's a bunch of little things, but they all slowly add up into more views, which more views leads to more watch time. Oh, it's just a slowly fine tuning everything type of thing on YouTube until you figure out what kind of works to get monetized. Once you get monetized, you can try pretty much everything. That's kind of why I'm doing the dishes right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not making any crazy money doing this, but I'm like able to go live, make some money, and do the dish. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even if I only make 10 cents doing this, like, I got paid to do the dishes. That's kind of how I view it. And it's not as much like, I'm not as hard set on like making sure that my content is going to get me monetized, because I've been able to move on past that portion of the thing, which allows you to throw more things at the wall. Like when you're trying to get monetized, of course you're throwing things at the wall, but you're also having like you're trying to get somewhere specific. And if once you get to the monetization thing, you're able to like, I don't know, it made me feel like a little bit more. Well, honestly, the first month it made me like a little anxious because I was like, crap, I'm monetized. So the next video I post is going to make money. I need to make sure it's my best video. Let me put in the most effort. Let me try it. You know what I'm saying? And I like got anxiety over that and like worrying about what I'm going to post with my first video as I'm monetized. And it's really not that big of a deal. Like there's like my audience size is still so small that I'm still learning what my channel is about, you know? So you just got to stay consistent with it, brother. You'll definitely get monetized. As long as you're consistent with it, you have good content, you're providing value, and you have a sense of direction, and you're making sure that you're in the right category when you're posting the video, you're titling correctly, and you have good thumbnails. If you do those things, you'll get monetized. You just have to stay consistent. That would be my like directive towards anybody trying to get monetized on YouTube is just have a clear goal and a path towards that goal. I took advantage of the fact last year that hurricane season was coming. And I think I was at like 600, 700 subs and I needed 1,000 to get monetized. I actually got the watch hours before I got the subs. I need more subs than I need watch hours. I got the watch hours pretty easily, but I needed 1,000 subs. And I was able to kind of chat with people during the hurricane and create like a real world lived experience of the hurricane and writing out Hurricane Milton through the eyes of my channel basically. And you could see like real world perspective of like, you know, storms coming, how we're getting prepared. Okay, the power's out. Okay, the power's out another day, generator, how we're gonna, you know, handle no power, what we're doing to buy time, all that stuff. Like I made videos around that stuff. That's not necessarily pressure washing related, but it kind of gave people somebody to like it put a face to the brand of the business. So I'm not just like Black and Gold pressure washing. I'm Dustin that owns Black and Gold pressure washing. So I think it created a little bit more of a personal connection. So I think it's good to branch out and not just make content that is so hyper specific to the niche. Like be more well rounded as a content creator, so people can see all aspects and all sides of who they are investing their time in. So I try and be as transparent as I can with people, and any knowledge that I've learned, I try and pass along. So if anybody has any questions with stuff like that, always feel free to drop them in the comments or the question in the chats or whatever it is. Like I'm always happy to answer any questions. I want to do a behind the scenes on my YouTube analytics and stuff like that, so people can really see the back end of things. I don't make that much money on this pressure washing channel, but at least then they could see what the possibilities are. Bada bing, bada boom. I need to finish putting these dishes away. I think my girl is on her way home. She tried to call me, but I denied the call because I'm on the live with y'all. So either she'll pop in the chat here or she'll just see me when she gets home. We'll show you how it ends up happening. I appreciate everybody popping in here and chit-chatting, though. I think it's cool that you're starting your own channel, though, homie. I'll definitely have to subscribe if you drop your in the chat. I'll subscribe after this live for sure. Gotta support the homies, you know what I'm saying? It's just a slow grind with the social media stuff. It was kind of a fluke the first time we did it with the dog channel. And like I had wanted to make YouTube videos. I tried a couple with the pressure washing, it didn't work. I was like, screw it, I'll do it with the dog. And then it popped off. And then I was like, man, is this a fluke? So then I made it my like goal last year to get this channel monetized. So I definitely shifted focus away from our channel that was already monetized to monetizing this channel. Okay, because dog content, like it's fun and all, you know what I'm saying, but it's not like it's not this. It's not this stuff. I don't feel as like productive when I make that type of content as much as I do this. That's more entertainment stuff. This is more informative. What's going on, Edwin? Appreciate you popping in here, homie. Hopefully you had a good day today. I don't know what everybody's up to for dinner tonight, but I think my girl and I are gonna have some sushi. Eric said, learned a good amount from you. I started this year and you've done a few houses so far. Everyone's been happy with the results, so that's good. Let's go, brother. That's all we like to hear. Happy customers. That's all you got to do is make the customer happy. You're not trying to impress nobody else. So as long as the customer's happy, that's all. That's all that really matters. I'm glad that you found some value in the videos, and I'm glad that the house washes are going good. If I could just do, I don't really even like house washes. My thing is, if I could just clean driveways, man, that's what I would like to do. I love to clean concrete. If I could just clean flat surfaces, not have to worry about a house and not have to worry about a roof and make enough money, like I would love to just do driveways. Like that's my jam. Putting in like noise canceling headphones and listening to like a podcast or some music while I clean a flat surface. Something about it. It's actually like oddly satisfying. I think that's why a lot of people like pressure wash their own houses and stuff, or pressure wash their own driveways, is because like there is something subconscious that's like satisfying about it. Also think that's why a lot of people watch pressure washing content on YouTube. Why people like the SB mowing guy are so big is because pressure washing as a process on YouTube is kind of interesting to watch. Your channel's at Cole J Fishing Adventures. I'm glad we got the dishes done. Heck yeah, brother. I appreciate you hanging out in here, though. Yeah, I'll have to ask you for some fishing tips. Do you make any fishing videos? Because my girl and I have been trying to get into fishing recently. Like we fish as kids, of course, but I don't really know what's a good brand of pole to kind of get started with and stuff like that. Good pole, and good like reel, like brand wise. That's not gonna break the bank. My girl and I want to start making some. I've thought about actually going live fishing and stuff like that. So you might see me start doing stuff like that. Eric, you built a trailer over the winter. Let's go, buddy. That's awesome. What are the specs? Give me the rundown. What's the GPM? What's the size? What are we working with here? I want to know the buffer tank size. I want to know the pressure washer size. Did I finally get the van back? Yes, sir. I got the van back on Friday. Unfortunately, it has a leaky valve um, cover, I think is what he said. That was going to be like $900 to fix. So I'm holding off on that. And then it needs new brakes, which was like, I don't even want to talk about how much it is. I need to know how much are brakes for an Econoline van? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the going price for all new brakes? Because the price that I got was so expensive, and like I don't know. Basically, I held off on a few things. I got the tune-up done, and it's back at the house, but it definitely is like at 10% on brakes, he said, and then it has a leaky valve cover. So those are two things that I need to get fixed on it. But I need to make some money first before I keep throwing money at my cars. I've spent like $10,000 this year on car fixes, so I'm about done spending money on vehicles. Basically, we got the Explorer fixed. That ended up costing $4,000. I tried to get the black truck fixed. That cost me about $1,000. Didn't get fixed. My girl's car crapped out. That cost about $2,700 to get fixed, and then now it's broken again. So yeah, I'm kind of done with car expenses right now. I'm really frustrated. So I'm kind of trying to just work with what we have right now. So it kind of sucks, but it's kind of where we're at. So hopefully I can continue to make content and stuff that'll allow us to make some more videos. Because if I can make some more videos and make some more money and make some more pressure washing jobs, I can get some of these vehicles fixed. Because I plan on holding on to that black truck that we had because I got it from my dad when he passed away. So it's kind of the only thing I have from his estate. So I'd like to continue to get that truck fixed and worked on, but currently I can't afford to put a new engine in it, which is what it needs. I can do the brakes for about 400 for quality rotors and pads and do it yourself super easy. I've never done it before though, bro. My neighbor's done it before, so I think I might ask if they can help me with doing the brakes. But if I could save some money doing the brakes, like the dude, like I'm not even gonna lie to you, the mechanic said it was gonna be like $1,350 for all new brakes and pads, and that he swore by like Motocraft or something like that, and he wouldn't go with anything less. So I'm honestly like I'm at my wits end with the mechanic that I've been dealing with. So I'm like been really struggling with the decisions of like what to do with the vehicles and stuff. It's kind of been really frustrating lately. It's been spending a lot of money for things to not get fully fixed. Uh, I got to figure it out. And we also don't have any new vehicles. Like we have a 2011, a 2002, a 2013, and a 2015. So everything is, up in age, unfortunately. Yeah. See, the mechanic, he's a good mechanic and I trust his judgment, but he normally works on like restoring old vehicles. So I think that like the vehicle maintenance stuff like that, like that's not his jam. So I think he charges out the wazoo for it. But he was recommended to me. Well, like, yeah. I used to work at Arby's and he was recommending me to me. He used to come in and work on my manager's car and we used to give him free food at Arby's. And he's a really nice guy. And it's like they've been in business 40 years and all that, but like they're not very good at communicating. Like I usually have to call up there to know when my vehicle's done because they just don't do it. So it's like last week for the tune up, they had my vehicle for an entire week. Like at least relay that you're gonna need it for a whole week instead of just like taking my van and telling me you're gonna do the tune up and then I had to wait an entire week before I knew what was all wrong with it. You got a 100-gallon buffer tank, 30-gallon SH tank, a 4.2 gallon a minute GPM that you downstream with, and you have the new P40 and general pump rails on it. Let's go. That's a nice setup, brother. Heck yeah. So you can basically do everything now. That's a really good setup, homie. Let me know how you like that P40 because I've been looking into a gas powered soft wash system for a while. But I don't do enough work where I would need it, but there are times where I would have loved to have one. YouTube and Amazon pads and rotors could probably get it down to like 250 or 300 in total. Yeah, I need to look into it more as before. I might even just go get a second opinion somewhere else and just see what they'll charge me for brakes cuz like I said I've been spending too much money going out on expenses right now that I need to just stop spending money and make some money. So the fact that like I keep having to like shovel out money for vehicle expenses when they're not helping, I gotta just kind of pick and choose my battles. So right now, that's kind of where we're at. Unfortunately, we don't have too much um, expendable income for stuff like that. What's going on, Drumline? How do I get my jobs? Um, it depends what type of work you're doing. I do a lot of commercial work, so most of my jobs are I just either get through word of mouth, recommendations, or emails usually. But if you're trying to do like residential, yard signs work, flyers work, business cards, all that stuff. Family and friends is a good way to start, though. If you haven't started yet, start with your family and friends and get good photos so that you can use them for your marketing materials. That's how I recommend getting started. So far, you like it. Mostly use it for roof washes. You probably should have used it for washing houses, but I get used to downstreaming. See, I need to try downstreaming again. As I had the worst luck when I first set up my downstreaming system that I'm like almost convinced that maybe I just set it up wrong, and it's why I got so frustrated with downstreaming. And I need to just give it a second go because, as you can see in some of my videos, I get tripped up over my hoses and stuff because in situations where some people are running one hose and being able to downstream and stuff, I'm sitting there running with a bleach hose and a high pressure hose, and it's what I'm saying. I could be doing it all with one hose, but I've gotten so used to my method that I just run it that way. I like to have designated like two separate lines too, so I could be spraying bleach. If I get bleach on something, I can quickly rinse it off. I don't have to like press a button, wait for the chemical to come through the line, all that stuff. So Just a preference thing too. Do I like the Southeast soft wash products? I honestly haven't bought anything from them. I've seen their videos quite a bit. I've never bought anything from them. The setups look pretty nice, so if I could recommend a company setup wise, I like Midwest Washing Equipment. They do some really nice setups, and he seems to be like, in my opinion, he's like right on the cutting edge of like builds and where the industry is going and like what equipment is being used and stuff like that. So I think that if you haven't checked out Midwest washing equipment, they have some good like trailer tours and videos showing their skid builds and stuff like that, and they do a really good job. It's kind of where I learned about the uni seals and learned about a couple other things that I haven't implemented with my business, but I should have. I saw their YouTube videos when I was first starting out, saw that they were using uni seals, asked my pressure washing supply store about them. They hadn't even heard about them, didn't know about them, didn't recommend them. Now here we are 5 years later. My pressure washing supply store is like uni seals, uni seals, uni seals. Like that's all we use. This is what we do. And I'm like, I tried to get y'all onto this like 5 years ago when I saw it on YouTube via Midwest washing equipment. You know what I'm saying? And then here we are finally 5 years later, our local supply store is catching on. So sometimes you can find some innovation just watching people online and finding more innovative ways to do things than like locals in your area, because sometimes you don't have to fix what's not broken, and innovation doesn't have to be made as much as I think when you're pushing stuff online or via the country, like you're kind of more on top of things. I think that you can get away with a lot of things by not having to worry about your online presence. I think when you put stuff online, you're like opening yourself up to judgment on how you do things and what you use, and if you're on the forefront of the industry, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You're struggling right now. My Google business got suspended even though I proved myself. I've been handing out cards and dropping yard signs. Well, hopefully the cards and the yard signs will definitely come through with you then. I've never really tried running ads on Google yet, so you'll have to let me know how that goes. It's something I want to try coming up soon for sure, but it's not something that I have tried, and I definitely do want to give it a go because I've heard that you can draw a business. I've spent $20 on a Facebook ad when I first started my business 5 years ago. That was the only money I ever spent on advertising other than like yard signs and flyers. Um, and I just kind of prided myself on not needing advertising dollars to make business work. Riley asked, "What's my skincare routine?" My girl's trying to get me on a better skincare routine because right now all I really use is a face wash and then a moisturizer after the shower. But my girl, my girl's trying to get me better on my self care, especially when it comes to like working with bleach and stuff like that. Definitely need a better self care routine because overspray is deadly. That's one thing. That's another reason why I do not want to pressure wash long term, and I don't recommend any of y'all making it a lifelong business. And if you are, definitely like try and get yourself away from the truck, or grow your business enough to where you can pay somebody else to do it. Because I think long term, the spraying the bleach is what'll kill all of us. Sadly, it'll eat our lungs away. I think definitely feel it after a full day is what I'm trying to say. So, not something that I want to do long term. What's going on, Zebedee? Good to see you, homie. You just missed me do the dishes. Now they're done now, but just chit chatting in here with y'all for a little bit. I don't know if we're allowed to drink on stream. I was gonna crack open a beer, but I don't know if I'm allowed to do that with y'all. It's your little side gig. Yeah, that's basically what it is for me. It's like a glorified side hustle. Like I make a decent amount doing it, but it's not like I could definitely grow it way bigger, but whether or not I want to end up doing that or how much I'm gonna grow it, like it really depends on how much bleach do you want to spray in your lungs. Are you trying to do 5 jobs a day, 5 days a week, and put that amount of chemical into your your respirator system or whatever you want to, you know what I'm trying to say? So like kind of finding that happy ground where like you're not overworking yourself, you're not overexposing yourself, you're making good money, and you're satisfied with like, you know, your level of business and your expenses and stuff like that. And I think that is different for everybody. So finding where that is for everybody is kind of what everybody's in the process of doing right now. You work for the state? Let's go, brother. What do they have you doing for the state? I've thought about picking up just a job, to be honest, cuz I've been doing this 6 years and like yeah, kind of bored of it, you know what I'm saying? That's why I like doing this content creation stuff and making videos around a different aspect of the business kind of keeps me interested in it. Otherwise, I'm ready to start my next hustle, brothers. I've been thinking about starting another business. I just don't know exactly what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll start it as a series on here so people can watch it happen. I've thought about doing a series where just start another pressure washing business from scratch and just like document the entire process from like concept of name to making the logos to printing out the, you know, brochures and emailing potential clients and securing my first job and all that stuff. Like I've thought about kind of like doing a start from scratch series so people can show like I can show people that like you can do it again basically, you know, or you don't have to be lucky, you just got to kind of follow follow along. You hired someone to wash your house and checked out his rig, and I got hooked. He's a firefighter, so it's probably why I like this stuff. Heck yeah, brother. Yeah, there's a lot of firefighters that end up doing pressure washing. I think that it has like one, they work with water and hoses and engines and all that, so it's kind of in the same vein. But I think with their schedule, it lends them to have a good side hustle, and pressure washing is a really good side hustle. If I could recommend a low cost startup that you know you can almost do, not almost do anywhere, but it's a low barrier of entry business. Pressure washing, you can get going for not too much money. Definitely cheaper than you know starting a restaurant. My girl should be home here soon. I don't know. I don't know what she's trying to do for dinner. She'll probably pop in the live here in a minute. You spend about 3,500 to get going. Yeah, exactly. And you'll make that money back in like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can make it back in a week if you really bust your butt, but I mean, you'll make it back in the first month or two, and then you're set after that. And then all you do is make money. You know, all you're paying for after that is gas and chemical, and then insurance. You got a little dumb with some stuff. Yeah, when I first started out, I bought a surface cleaner that my pressure washer couldn't even power. So I had that BE Whirlaway 20 inch, and I bought a 2.5 gallon a minute pressure washer, and I couldn't even use it. I had to end up buying a smaller surface cleaner, saving up enough money to build an entire trailer and setup so I could use my 20-inch surface cleaner. So I definitely did some dumb stuff when I started too. I didn't do enough research. That's what I didn't do. I was like, oh, buy pressure washer, buy the big surface cleaner. Let's get going. Wrong. You live and you learn, though. You know what I'm saying? I made it work for the first year. But the second I went from 2.5 gallon a minute machine to 8 gallon a minute machine, like workflow and, you know, desire to do the business and all that increased by tenfold. Especially if you're like start out with just doing like a wand and then you go to a surface cleaner and you're like, oh my gosh. And then you go to a higher GPM machine, like it just keeps leveling up. Yeah, it works. You change the nozzles in it. Yeah, that honestly, yeah, I think if I would have changed the nozzles in it, I probably could have got it to work as well. I ended up like not using it till I got an 8 gallon a minute machine. And then one time I rented a 4 gallon a minute machine for my friend to use while I did a big commercial job. And I couldn't figure out why the surface cleaner that I was letting him use was like tiger striping so much. And then I was like, basically, I made him use it the entire day, like working turtle speed, not realizing like, oh shoot, the tip sizes were for 8 gallon a minute machine, and I just put that surface cleaner on a 4 gallon a minute machine. The reason it's not spinning is because the tips, you know. So then the second day I changed the tips, everything worked well. But yeah, definitely figuring out the right tips for the right GPM and stuff is crucial for the spinning of those surface cleaners. Am I friends with any of the other pressure washer YouTubers? Not yet. I like to go to some of the um conventions and stuff that they have. I haven't gone to any of those pressure washing conventions. I know they have a couple of the pressure washing conventions. I've never been to any of those, and I want to start going to the. I get invited to these like creator collectives through YouTube, where they invite a lot of YouTubers that are. I don't know if it's like same channel sizes or they're in the same niche and stuff, but basically like locals that are in the same sphere to allow you to collab and make content and stuff. So I definitely need to start going to those as well, because they do have some like networking events where we would be able to bounce ideas off each other and stuff is basically what I'm trying to say. So I haven't partnered with anybody yet, but I would like to. I've told a couple YouTubers about my YouTube. There's one that has me in his intro. No way. You'll have to drop that in the channel so I could check that out. Because I don't know. I don't know why I'd be in the intro for somebody, but maybe you'll have to link me the video or something because I'd be interested to check that out. Only ones you talk to are Fresh Rinse and Steps Pressure Washing, and now you. Yeah, I get recommended that Fresh Rinse guy. Pink Flamingo Power Wash I get recommended. There's another guy. Can't think of his name, but there's a couple other pressure washing guys that have channels. I'd like to collab with somebody like Pink Flamingo Pressure Washing because I watched a lot of his YouTube videos back when I was trying to get interested in creating content around the business. So I'd like to collab with him because I think he's in Tampa and I'm in Orlando, so we could definitely find a job in between that we could link up on or something. Even if it's just like not it doesn't even have to be a job or something, you know what I'm saying? But it'd be kind of cool. Kind of cool to do a little meetup with locals. He has like 8 of us in the intro. Huh. That's pretty cool though. Hopefully his channel's pretty puppy. If you were to do it again, you'd build a 12-volt soft wash system and buy an 8 gallon a minute pressure washer. Yeah, that's what I ended up upgrading to after my first year in business because I realized well, I realized what I wanted to improve on. I didn't pull the trigger on the 12 volt for a year after I built my trailer, but once I got the 12 volt, I was like, this is what I've been missing. Because there's definitely a lot of benefit from having a designated bleach system. He bought a Fresh Rinse cheap shot that he made to be paired with a P40 because I got cold feet using the Harbor Freight pump. Nice. Yeah, so like, what do y'all think about a business like mine starting to branch out into their own like products and stuff, or like branding of products? So I was thinking about like if I were to build a trailer, what I would do differently or how I would build a system and stuff like that. Not that I have any um, things in the works, but I think it would be really cool to be able to have branded products and stuff, even if it's not like, I don't know. I've been trying to brainstorm branded things, you know. Now that I'm building a channel and I have a brand, like I need to be more brand oriented and trying to think like a brand. So I was like trying to think of merch ideas or like cool hats and maybe like towels or microfibers that people can use for like certain things on the job where I could have my logo on it or something. Or I've just been trying to brainstorm ideas basically on how we can better brand the channel, because YouTube offers you a lot of Cooling rags. That's a good idea, brother. I like that one. I'm gonna have to make that definitely a good idea. But yeah, YouTube offers you a lot of different avenues to generate revenue other than just ads and ad revenue. And right now, the only way I make money on YouTube is via ad revenue. So if I could create a way to make money via other avenues on YouTube, then I'm being it's more beneficial for the channel. So, but I want to create stuff that people actually want. I don't just want to throw stuff that I slap my logo on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be more precise with what merch I choose to make and do. I don't want to be a sellout, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to find and partner and do brands with products of stuff that people like y'all will find useful, you know? So trying to do my best at not just selling out to every brand that reaches out. That's why I partnered with Cigar City Soft Wash because now I have a promo code where I can give y'all 10% off and I can recommend the products that I actually use on a daily basis. And then that's why I also have my Amazon storefront for products that I've actually used that I would recommend. So I have those two things right now, and they're both trusted and like vetted sources, and they provide the stuff that I do use on a regular basis. So I don't have any problem like pushing those things. Whereas like I've been reached out to by brands where like I would be pushing a product that is irrelevant to my audience, you know? So it's like finding the happy medium. Just don't turn into a S. Yeah, exactly. And belittle people. Yeah, that's another thing is like I'm not trying to go on here and like fight the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why people like why are you going online to stir up controversy? You know what I'm saying? I know controversy sells and stuff like that, but like it's the whole reason I got off social media back in high school in 2013, man. Like we can't be doing this little kid stuff back and forth or like trying to cause arguments or stir up trouble or worrying about what other people are doing. Like that's not what I'm about with the whole social media thing or like making content in general. Like I'm here to be a resource, I'm here to chit chat, and I'm here to chill, you know? Like that's it. I'm not here to cause drama. I don't like drama. I stay out of drama. I don't like fighting with people. I've never been in a fight. Don't plan on fighting. Have no beef with nobody. Don't want beef. You know what I'm saying? So I try and keep everything pretty chill around here. So nothing too controversial. That'll hurt the brand, you know what I'm saying? Like as much as you like are making money and having a good time and feeling like you have some sort of, platform and voice and the mic is in front of you, like you got to do the right thing with it, you know what I'm saying? So, and not everything is about the bottom dollar. That's kind of why I don't like press so hard on this business. It's like I'm not trying to squeeze every last drop out of this business. I'm trying to have this business work for me so that I can create the life that I want to enjoy, which I value a lot of free time and spending time with the family and my girl and my dog. And like I could be working on this business way harder than I do, but you got to just find what works for you and the happy medium so that you're happy in your life, you know. So I think once you start taking on too much responsibility or everything gets I think a lot of things get overwhelming, you know what I'm saying? And you start biting off more than you can chew and you start turning on people because like things aren't going the way that you planned them. And then it's easy to lash out on others rather than take responsibility. Yeah, life is too quick. You got to enjoy it. That's why I don't plan on, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to stuff my schedule with 5 jobs a day, 5 days a week. That's why I'd rather go live, chit chat with y'all, do the dishes, chill at the house, talk pressure washing, make some money, chill, have a good time. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's awesome to me versus like going live and roasting people or whatever, you know? Like, I don't plan on, I plan if anybody comes in here, I hope they stay. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to piss nobody off. That's why I appreciate seeing some of y'all's faces that are regulars. Like, I seen Daniel in here a while. I've seen Zebedee in here a few times. Eric's been in here. There's a couple other people I've seen that have popped in the multiple lives. So hopefully over time everybody starts to pop in and we start to build a bigger community around people watching. What's going on, Pig? Appreciate you popping in here, homie. Life's all right. We're dealing with a lot of financial struggles right now, and I should be working harder, but you know what I'm saying? We're happy. You got trying to make it work. I was telling the chat I was dealing with a lot of car troubles this year that I wasn't planning on dealing with. I was planning on doing a lot of upgrading with the business and a lot of upgrading with like possibly a vehicle wrap and a couple other like technological things for like the stream and stuff like that that I wanted to spend money on, but I got so many business expenses that came up when it came to like car fixes and stuff that a lot of stuff got put on the back burner. So I'm trying to catch back up right now. So that's the reality of the situation. If you get big enough, you'd like to get a skid on your truck to make it a little easier. Yeah, I think a skid on a truck is a nice setup, especially if you're going to designate the truck to just be a work truck. Definitely can fit in tighter places with a skid. What else? Let's run down the benefits of a skid versus a trailer. Can fit in tighter places. Everything is compact. Let's think of another benefit. What's another benefit of a skid versus a trailer? I don't know. Let's see what y'all come up with. I could tell you a downfall of a skid versus a trailer, but it's not the end of the world. I think that skids have its use and trailers have its use, and they both have their benefits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, not hard backing up at all for sure. You don't have to have a place to park the trailer either because you have it in the back of your truck. Hello. Hey, I'm live. You got what? Oh well, I'm live, so you're about to pop on a live. My old lady's home, everybody.
First dirty dish to the new sink. Woo!
She lied. She didn't lie, but I lied. I said all the dishes were done 2 minutes ago, and then I added an extra dish. Let's see what's in here, boys. See if there's anything.
Some leftovers.
Oh, there's only 4.
There's not that.
Oh, 3.
It is cream filled. I thought it was a Boston cream donut. It's
Dang.
like frosting cream. I thought it was like custard. These are all. Oh, this one looks like it's chocolate. That might be good.
I want a strawberry one. Is that one strawberry?
No, none of them are gonna be strawberry.
Well, like filling.
That one has custard. See, why did they put the cream in that one? You don't need frosting and cream. That is just too much sugar.
Dunkin' Donuts. I'll pop off here in a second. Just chilling with a couple people.
I'm gonna go let you close out your life.
Okay. We
Bye, chat.
my old lady's home, so you know what that means, y'all. I got to get ready for dinner and stuff, but I'll chill with y'all for a couple more minutes before I pop off of here. But we were on for what, 83 minutes so far? That's pretty good. Usually it takes me about 40, 45 minutes to do the dishes, and then sometimes I'll cook breakfast and then go outside with Roscoe or something if there's people in here. But definitely a lot more people chatting today than the last time I've done it, I've gone live at like noon, and I've gone live at like 10 a.m. and I think people are just working or not chilling at the house watching stuff right now. So appreciate everybody that's popped in this afternoon for sure. What job does my girl do? Baby, what job do you do? She's in between jobs right now. No, honestly, she's a choreographer / dance teacher. So right now she's teaching summer camps, a summer camp dance program. But then she choreographs the main stage productions for the theater here in town. And then tonight she just got home from doing a rehearsal. They were asking what you do for a living. What job, dear? What job my girl does? Daniel's been in here before, so well, I told him what you do. I said, right now she's homeless.
Right now I'm unemployed and homeless.
Do I gym? Do we gym? I pay for a gym membership. We should be going.
We're getting back into it right now. We weren't good for like 6 months, 8 months.
No, we go through phases. We fall on and off. I have my degree
Doesn't
in
everybody?
I have my degree in exercise science, so I need to be working out all the time. I should be a personal trainer. That's what I should be doing. But I was going to school. I was going to be a physical therapist, but then I started the pressure washing business in college, and that took off for me. And I kept doing pressure washing after college. I didn't end up going to physical therapy school, so now I have a degree in exercise science that I don't really use, and I own a pressure washing business and make YouTube content. So that's kind of where we're at. My girl uses her degree though. She got a What's your degree in? Musical theater. She got her degree in musical theater. So my girl sings and dances for a living. Luckily in Orlando, it's a pretty um, good business. If she was in a small podunk town, it would be a lot harder to pursue a career in singing and dancing. But I mean, we live with where the theme parks are, so it's not as hard. Not that she works for a theme park or anything, but there's a lot more opportunities. Can we hear her sing a song? She might sing at some point. I doubt she wants to be put on the spot right now, but she would definitely sing at some point, or maybe I'll catch her out singing at some point. I'll record her. She's got a show coming up that opens next weekend, Legally Blonde. Maybe I can record one of her parts in the show. We're not supposed to record, but I might be able to sneak film because she's got one of the lead roles in that show. You never went to college, you got your CDL and drove truck. Let's go, brother. Probably started making a lot more money than all of us who went to college right away and not in debt. So that's one thing I don't recommend is like going to college if you don't know what you're gonna do or if you don't plan on using the degree or whatever. Like take a minute and think about it. I jumped right into college right out of high school and like I didn't really know what I wanted to do like for what I'm saying. So I kind of just kept falling forward through school and I didn't end up I'm not using my degree right now, and I had to spend money on it. So luckily, I had a lot of scholarships, but I still ended up with some student loans. Okay, man. So, okay, Bach asks, you invested in a 3.5 gallon a minute machine. You're gonna get a surface cleaner soon, but the main reason for the surface cleaning tool is the efficiency versus the wand. That is correct, and the ability to maximize cleaning with soap. If you're cleaning flat surfaces, you honestly won't even really need to worry about soap. Is just SH and that surface cleaner is really all you need in water. But yeah, the surface cleaner will definitely increase your work speed by, I mean, maybe even 10x. You might increase your, depending on the size of surface cleaner, um, and if it's powered by your 3.5 gallon a minute machine, make sure your machine can power it. But you're definitely going to increase your work speed versus a wand by like minimum 4x. I'd say minimum 4x, probably closer to 10x your speed. If something normally takes you like 3 hours with the wand, it'll probably take an hour with the surface cleaner. How long did a driveway take you all on? 2 hours? It's not too bad. Yeah, I had to do a couple driveways with the wand, and then I did a little surface cleaner, and then I eventually moved up to the 20 inch. I've even looked at bigger ones now that I do a lot of sidewalks for like medical plazas and stuff, just so I don't have to do so many passes. But I feel like on a day-to-day basis, I'm not gonna use some of these surface cleaners are like $2,000. So like unless you can justify using it all the time, I haven't pulled the trigger on a bigger surface cleaner. You see a 22 inch available for your machine? Yeah, make sure as long as it works for your machine. I know that depending on how big you go, I think right now I use a 19 inch surface cleaner, and that's with my 8 gallon a minute machine, but I can walk pretty fast with it. Yeah, like Eric said, I definitely probably go with like closer to a 16. I honestly wouldn't go bigger than a 20, but I would definitely I think 16 is what I went with my um I think I had a 2.5 gallon. I might even did a 10 inch. I don't remember my my exact one. I had to go with smaller than the 20-inch, but that was a 2.5 gallon a minute machine. Is there a brand we recommend for 16? I think you can get the Whirl Away at 16. I think you might even be able to get a Whisper Wash at 16. The Whirl Away is like I don't know how you would want to call it, like a cheaper brand. That works just fine. But you might be able. I think they sell a 16-inch. Um, Whisper Wash, I think, sells a 19-inch. I don't know if they sell a 16-inch. The thing that's good about the Whisper Wash is that all the internals are replaceable. But definitely do your research on if your GPM machine is enough. Check out the specs of the surface cleaner and make sure that the GPMs required for the surface cleaner are the amount of GPMs that you're going to be using with your pressure washer. That would be what I recommend to do. As long as it says it in the description, then you should be good. I think the BE technically says 4 gallons is the smallest machine you should use. Who's the better cook? I don't know. She would be cooking some dishes that I really like. I'd be whipping up the steak. You know what I'm saying? I think that recently I've been doing more of the cooking, but I think that sometimes I enjoy her dishes more than mine. But I don't usually do any recipes or anything, man. I'll fix up the protein and I'll just throw together some sides. I've thought about starting to do some more cooking streams with y'all where like we actually deep dive a recipe and like from start to finish I'll cook with y'all and then dinner will be ready either by the time she gets home or something and we can kind of see how it turns out and do a taste test on the live and stuff like that just to keep broadening our channel, you know. I feel like right now my audience is still only like 2.8K, so like the trajectory of my channel as a whole isn't pigeonholed by the fact that I'm like a pressure washing channel, and I don't want to be pigeonholed by being a pressure washing channel. So I'm not like going to only make pressure washing content. So slowly you'll see my channel morph and be multiple avenues of who I am, Dustin. And whether or not that's traveling or hanging out with my girlfriend and cooking or washing the cars or pressure washing, like I hope to fully encompass the channel. And the channel name might even end up changing from Black and Gold Pressure Washing to who I am, you know, my name. But I'm not quite ready to do that yet. But my audience is still small enough to where I can do that and still build, you know? So I need to slowly go more and more, you know, more and more content that is not so pigeonholed by pressure washing. Just because I like to do other things other than pressure wash, and I don't want to talk about pressure washing 24/7. You know, I don't mind talking about it, but you know what I mean. I'm more than just a pressure washing. Could maybe do what I did and get the 20, but change the nozzles on it. Yeah, yeah, you'd have to look into what Eric did if you are sold on whatever pressure wash or surface cleaner. If you haven't pulled the trigger on the surface cleaner, you're still good though. Just do your research on a couple of them, and I would stay between. I would say probably if you're 3.5 gallon a minute machine, I think 20 inches you need 4 gallons. So I would definitely probably do a 16-inch. You're going to increase your work speed no matter what if you're using a surface cleaner versus a one. So a 16-inch versus 20-inch, you're going to still work way faster. So don't be deterred by the fact that maybe you have to go with a 16 versus a 20. It's not that big of a deal. Like you're talking like this much concrete difference every time you make a pass, you know. So over an entire driveway, like maybe you would have saved one extra pass or two extra, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to be that much of a difference um inch wise. So definitely want to be able to walk faster and work like quick, you know what I'm saying? Like your pace walking is more important than the size you're cleaning. Because if you're cleaning a big surface but you're walking slower, are you really cleaning more faster? No, you're not. So if you're able to walk faster with whatever amount you're cleaning with, possibly you're cleaning faster, you know. So yeah, surface cleaning jobs are where that's what I love, brother. I love these big commercial jobs I've been doing where like it's just like 20,000 square feet of sidewalks, you know. Like if I could do that all day, every day, that's all I want to do. So my audience is a pure woman magnet. I got to bring in some men at some point. My audience is mostly men, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but I have a large male audience. Only time I actually get women in the audience is when I do like stuff like this. Stuff other than pressure washing. I have like an 85% male audience or something like that. So Enzo asked what part of Florida we're in. We're in Orlando, Florida, homie. Home of the mouse. Yeah, the surface cleaning jobs are where it's at though. If I could only do surface cleaning, like that's what I'd like to do. I don't really care to get on roofs. I don't really care to wash houses. I want I like that it's right in front of me. It's flat. I can see where I need to start. I can see where I need to stop. I know how long it's going to take me, and there's not much that you can really mess up, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like pretty straightforward. That's what I like about it. Hey Daniel, I appreciate you popping in here, homie. Take it easy, brother. Glad you chilled in here for a while. Good to see you again. I'm gonna wrap her up here in a minute anyway, as my girl's waiting on me. So appreciate anybody that's popped in here. I'll give y'all my little spiel, tell you what's been going on, where we're headed with the channel, and what we plan on doing, and where we're at, and any partnerships we have and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give y'all the rundown real quick too. You wish you could just surface clean full time. It's way less stress. I'm telling you, putting in noise canceling headphones, listening to a podcast or some music, and just surface cleaning, like it's the best job in the world. This has been fun, man. Hey, I appreciate you joining. Yeah, let me give y'all the rundown real quick. If you need any pressure washing products, use code GOLD10 on Cigar City Soft Wash. You'll get 10% off at checkout on anything you buy. So there's no limit involved. You could buy something that's 5,000, get 10% off. You know what I'm saying? So if you need any pressure washing products, check out Cigar City Soft Wash. Anything streaming related or video related, or you know what I'm saying, computer equipment or anything else that I use that I've bought on Amazon that I would recommend is on there. Talking about boots, pressure washing accessories, filming equipment, storage, stuff like that. Check out my Amazon storefront. That'll have a lot of those links as well for the products that I use. Other than that, we're in talks with a brand to do some CRM for y'all to be able to have an ability to do invoicing and estimating and collecting payments all in one. So I have a video call on Wednesday for that potential brand collab. So that's some exciting news for the channel that I'll keep y'all filled in on as we answer those questions and figure those things out. And hopefully that'll pan out and be able to be a useful resource. I'm going to double check that it's going to be valuable for y'all before I recommend it to anybody. So I'm going to see what it's all about. They're going to go through everything, give me the spiel. I'm going to ask them a lot of questions. So if y'all have any questions that I should ask them on Wednesday, let me know in the comments of this video. That way we can make sure that we are vetting everything and checking out everything, because it is something that I would even use myself, because I don't really have a good CRM right now. I don't do much residential work, but it is something that I plan on branching into more. So possibly having a CRM that we can all hop on and use and it be beneficial for everybody involved will be pretty cool. And I might document that process as well of me using it and stuff like that. So I appreciate everybody joining today, and I appreciate everybody having a good time. I appreciate Cole being in here and Eric being in here. Y'all were here the whole time. Daniel was in here for a while. But yeah, I see there's 13 people in here. So appreciate all y'all. Anybody that hasn't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Catch me on the next live. I try and pop on here pretty frequently throughout the week. So whether I'm doing dishes or cleaning out the van, playing with the dog, pressure washing, whatever it is, check out the channel. Appreciate everybody joining, and catch me on the next one, everybody. Peace out, y'all. Take it easy.